General Hospital comings and goings. Kelly Monaco out, Sam McCall dies. Welcome to my channel General Hospital, where you can get news about. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow, and I am your buddy. Now let's get started. General Hospital comings and goings confirm Kelly Monaco is officially out and her character, Sam McCall, will be killed soon. This comes as a complete shock and GH fans everywhere are in an outrage. Check out the latest casting updates for the ABC opera. General Hospital comings and goings. Kelly Monaco fired. Sam McCall killed off. GH comings and goings report that fan-fave actress Kelly Monaco, who has been playing the role of Sam McCall for 21 years, was recently let go from the. She was blindsided when she was told that her character would die soon. It appears that it is not her choice to leave the opera, and the news was a total shock to Kelly. Indeed, General Hospital viewers are also in disbelief. But more than that, they are furious and they aren't being quiet about it. Kelly Monaco has a huge fan base and the character of Sam is adored. Viewers don't want to lose her, so there's a petition circulating to reverse her firing. The details surrounding her termination are still a mystery. But viewers are hoping the powers that be at General Hospital will realize they're making a mistake and rectify it. Sadly, that may not be likely because it seems her exit could tie into another big return. GH casting updates. Lulu Spencer returns. Sadly, Sam McCall's Kelly Monaco exit may set the stage for a huge return. It looks like Lulu Spencer, formerly M. Raylan, may wake up from her coma soon, and it might be because of Sam. Currently, Lulu's liver is failing and her mom, Laura Spencer Collins, Jenny Francis, is having a hard time finding a donor match for her. She thought that Lulu's brother, Nicholas Cassadine, Adam Huss, was a sure thing. After all, he donated bone marrow to her in the past on General Hospital. Unfortunately, his liver is not healthy enough for a donation. Of course, people are lining up to get tested to see if they are a match to help Lulu. Laura's next mission is to find Lulu's other brother, Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, who recently made his return. However, he is being held captive and is in grave danger. So it looks as though something will happen to Sam, causing her to die. Then, she might be a match, saving Lulu in the 11th hour. Of course, this will be traumatic for Sam's boyfriend, Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zimprogna. He's deeply in love with Sam on General Hospital. However, he's also Lulu's ex-husband and is desperate for her to live. Mostly for the sake of her children, but it's clear that he needs her too. So it's highly likely that Sam's exit will pave the way for Lulu to wake up and possibly reunite with Dante. General Hospital casting news. Cyrus Renault resurfaces. GH casting news also puts Lulu's uncle, Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, on the scene again. Perhaps he's the one to save Lulu's life. Additionally, Valentin Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, will likely return soon. He shares a daughter, Charlotte Cassadine, Scarlett Fernandez, with Lulu. No doubt, she needs to come home to be with her mom whether she gets a miracle or doesn't make it. So Charlotte and Valentin should be in Port Charles again soon. Also, Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, is on General Hospital again and is likely sticking around now that he is representing Heather Weber, Allie Mills. Additionally, Robert Scorpio, Tristan Rogers, just popped back up. And soon, his ex-wife, Holly Sutton, Emma Sams, makes her return also. There's one change after another on GH lately. Be sure to tune in daily to see how Sam McCall exits the ABC daytime drama. Port Charles has seen its fair share of heartbreak, betrayals, and shocking exits, but nothing compares to what's about to rock General Hospital. After 2 decades of captivating storylines, beloved character Sam McCall, played by Kelly Monaco, is about to meet a tragic end, leaving fans and residents of Port Charles reeling. The beginning of the end for Sam McCall. The news of Kelly Monaco's departure from General Hospital has sent shockwaves through the fan base. Sam McCall, a cornerstone character on the show since 2003, has been a part of some of the most iconic storylines, from her complicated romance with Jason Morgan to her fierce determination as a private investigator. Now, the character that fans have loved, rooted for, and watched evolve over the years is set to die in a devastating turn of events that will forever alter General Hospital are pulling out all the stops to ensure that Sam's exit will be one of the most unforgettable moments in the show's storied history. Her death will not only mark the end of an era, but will also set off a chain of events that will reverberate throughout Port Charles for months to come. Sam's final days, a complex web of danger. In the weeks leading up to Sam McCall's tragic end, she found herself in deeper than ever. Always one to chase danger, Sam had recently taken on one of her most dangerous cases yet, investigating the sudden resurgence of the mob in Port Charles. With Sonny stepping back from his criminal empire, a power vacuum had opened, and new players were moving in to take control of the city's underground. One such player was Cyrus Renault, who had been quietly regrouping and rebuilding his empire. Sam had received a tip from a mysterious source about Cyrus' next big move, a shipment of illegal drugs that could put thousands of lives at risk. Determined to bring Cyrus down and make Port Charles safer for her family, Sam dove headfirst into the investigation, despite the warnings of her loved ones. Jason Morgan, her longtime love, had tried to convince her to leave the dangerous work to him, but Sam's fierce independence wouldn't allow it. She wanted to prove that she was just as capable and strong as Jason, even if it meant risking her life. As Sam dug deeper into the case, she found herself being tailed, threatened, and even attacked. It became clear that Cyrus knew someone was onto him, and he wasn't about to let anyone stand in his way. But Sam, being the tenacious investigator that she was, refused to back down. Her final days were marked by a growing sense of danger, as she realized she might be in over her head. Jason's desperate plea. Throughout Sam's final weeks, Jason had grown increasingly worried. His instincts told him that something wasn't right, and every fiber of his being screamed at him to protect the woman he loved. Jason had always been Sam's protector, her rock, and he couldn't shake the feeling that this time, things were different. Sam's investigation had taken her down a dark and dangerous path, one that even Jason feared she wouldn't be able to come back from. In a tense and emotional confrontation, Jason begged Sam to walk away from the case. He pleaded with her to think of their children, Danny and Scout, and to prioritize her safety. "We've been through so much already, Sam," Jason told her, his voice breaking. "I can't lose you. Not like this. Please, let me handle Cyrus. You don't have to do this alone." But Sam, ever the fighter, refused to back down. She believed that this was her chance to make a real difference, to take control of her life in a way she hadn't before. "I'm not walking away, Jason," Sam replied, tears welling in her eyes. "I love you, and I love our family, but I need to do this. I need to prove that I can stand on my own." In that heartbreaking moment, Jason knew that there was nothing he could do to change her mind. He held Sam close, knowing deep down that this might be the last time he would ever see her alive. The night of the final showdown, Sam's investigation came to a head on a stormy night in Port Charles. She had tracked Cyrus Renault's drug shipment to a warehouse on the outskirts of town, and she knew this was her chance to stop him. Armed with the information she had gathered and a gun for protection, Sam went to the warehouse alone, determined to take down Cyrus once and for all. But Cyrus had been waiting for her. He knew that Sam had been investigating him, and he had set a trap. As Sam entered the dimly lit warehouse, she quickly realized that she wasn't alone. Cyrus' men surrounded her, guns drawn, and it became clear that there was no escape. Despite the odds, Sam didn't back down. She faced Cyrus with the same courage and determination that had defined her throughout her life. "You're not going to get away with this, Cyrus," Sam said, her voice steady despite the fear coursing through her veins. "I'll make sure of it." Cyrus, cold and calculating as ever, smirked. "You're brave, Sam, I'll give you that," he replied. "But bravery doesn't always win the war. Sometimes you have to know when to walk away." Before Sam could react, gunfire erupted. The sound of bullets ricocheted off the walls, and in the chaos, Sam was hit. The pain was immediate and overwhelming, but Sam fought to stay on her feet. She couldn't let Cyrus win. She couldn't let him take control of Port Charles. As she collapsed to the ground, bleeding from a gunshot wound, Sam's thoughts raced. She thought of Jason, of their children, of all the people she loved. She had always been a fighter, and in her final moments, she clung to that strength. But it wasn't enough. Darkness closed in, and Sam McCall, the woman who had survived so much, was gone. The aftermath, news of Port Charles' death, spread quickly through Port Charles, and the entire town was left in shock. Her death sent ripples through the lives of everyone who knew her, and the grief was palpable. Jason Morgan was devastated. He had always known that their lives were dangerous, but he never truly believed that he would lose Sam. He blamed himself for not being able to protect her, for not being there when she needed him most. In the days following Sam's death, Jason withdrew from everyone, consumed by guilt and grief. The love of his life was gone, and he didn't know how to move forward without her. Alexis Davis, Sam's mother, was equally shattered by the loss of her daughter. Alexis had always had a complicated relationship with Sam, but in recent years they had grown closer. Losing her daughter was the worst pain Alexis had ever experienced, and she struggled to cope with the overwhelming grief. Her past struggles with alcoholism resurfaced, and Alexis found herself teetering on the edge of a relapse. For Danny and Scout, the loss of their mother was incomprehensible. They were too young to fully understand what had happened, but they could feel the void left by Sam's absence. Jason, despite his own grief, tried to be there for his children, but he knew that they would never truly be the same without their mother. Even characters who had been at odds with Sam, like Carly Corinthos and Elizabeth Weber, were deeply affected by her death. Carly, who had often clashed with Sam over the years, found herself grieving for the woman who had become a part of her extended family. Elizabeth, who had shared a complicated history with Sam, couldn't help but feel the weight of her loss. The fallout: a city changed forever. Sam's death had far-reaching consequences for everyone in Port Charles. Jason, consumed by grief and anger, vowed to avenge her death. He knew that Cyrus Renault was responsible, and he made it his mission to take Cyrus down once and for all. But in doing so, Jason risked losing himself to the darkness. Alexis, on the verge of a breakdown, sought solace in therapy and the support of her family. Her daughters, Kristina and Molly, rallied around her, determined to help her through the darkest time of her life. But even with their support, Alexis knew that the road to healing would be long and difficult. For the Corinthos family, Sam's death was a stark reminder of the dangers they faced every day. Sonny, who had stepped away from the mob, felt a renewed sense of responsibility to protect his loved ones. He knew that Sam's death was a direct result of the power struggles in Port Charles, and he questioned whether stepping back had been the right decision. Meanwhile, Cyrus Renault, emboldened by his victory, continued to tighten his grip on the city. With Sam out of the way, he believed that no one could stop him from taking control. But he underestimated the people of Port Charles. Jason, Sonny, and the rest of the town weren't about to let Cyrus win without a fight. Sam's legacy, a heroine remembered. Though Sam McCall's life was cut tragically short, her legacy lived on.